rest right, that's crucial. Bang. Okay, now smooth on the steering wheel to not scrub any unnecessary speed. Again, look for the place on the straight where there's the least bumps. Okay, now here you got the wind from the back. It's very windy in Sochi. You can see the flags, wind from the back, more or less. So here you got to brake a little bit earlier, because when the wind's from the back, you have less downforce. It's pushing you, so you got to brake a bit earlier. So you brake just before 100, straight line it, and then you get all the way down to third gear, and then earlier than you think, you got to turn in, hug the inside, and then as early as you can on the power, and then get this perfect, you know, right here, all the way to the orange, not on the sausage. Don't have that lateral loss. It's flat out, quite very difficult, because you have no idea where the exit is. So you go by memory, you brake, turn in right here.
Welcome back, people, to another sector. Seem to have a big sausage curve in the middle of them, which makes it tricky. But anyway, turn 2 down to third gear, fourth on the exit. We clamp the curve on the right too much, and we lose a bit of time there. So turn 3, the long left, use the curve and some, just to gain you a few hundredths. This next right-hander down to third momentarily on the apex, pin the throttle and short shift, carry as much speed as possible down this straight, then brake nice and late, down to third, up to fourth again. So the corners on this track, they're all quite similar. This next right-hander down to fifth, use the curve on the inside, but it's very dodgy to be fair, so you have to kind of get lucky there. This next 90 left, down to fifth, pin the throttle nice and early, make sure you don't run too wide, and then there's another 90 right, as you can see, curve on the inside, but it's very dodgy to be fair, so you have to kind of get lucky there. This next 90 left, down to fifth, pin the throttle nice and early.
It's okay, Mr. Yogurt, but nice to see you. So, welcome back to CRL Round 7 of the Sochi GP here in Russia tonight, and finally I am with Mr. Yogurt after he took a week's break, so thankfully he's back and with us again for another exciting race. Probably not as much as excited as Russia or others, but I mean Austria, but here at Russia, and it's very difficult to overtake here as well, so tyre wear should be an issue, but anyways, we should be going in a few seconds time as everybody is here. So as you can see, I think we've got a new few drivers here. So KSI was with us last week. Cohen was here. In fact, was it a different Cohen? Because I remember seeing a different name to that. Probably a different.
Where is he?
He's in the Renault. Dane is new, so welcome Dane.
Oh, that's another Dutch name. It's Kalkoen.
Kalkoen.
Yeah.
So
that means what do you eat at dinner when it's Christmas? It's like in America or something.
I don't know, turkey, roast.
Yeah, turkey. That's Kalkoen is turkey in Dutch.
So Kalkoen, Dane, Faxland is new. So welcome to those 3 drivers that are new, taking up for the seats at Renault. And we've got Renault again, so both Renaults are having struggling maintaining their drivers, because we've had different drivers in Renault for the past few races now, so hopefully they can find stable drivers and get better again, because I know they're not having a good season, so those Renault drivers need to put in a good performance, because I know they're not too far up in the championship in terms of constructors either. So whereas Faxland is in the Haas, and Indian Jesus is in the, where is he? Is he here? Yes, he is. He's in the Haas. So Krishna is not racing tonight because he is in the Haas alongside who is it? Indian Jesus. So unfortunately he will not be racing with us after a good result in Brazil. I can't quite remember what happened in Spain or Austria. I know Austria had a 6-way fight.
Spain, he crashed, but I of course wasn't there in Austria. I did watch back the race, the finish, and that was pretty bonkers. So, yeah.
So,
a shame I missed it.
So, iNemo, is he here tonight? Hopefully he is. He should be here, iNemo. No, he's not actually. He's not actually here.
He's not here, no. He's normally in the Ferrari, and now he's not. So, and I think iNemo got close to P1 2 times now, in Spain and in Austria.
I wonder.
And he didn't win both of them. So
well,
hopefully when iNemo is back he can win again.
What car does he use? It's Ferrari, isn't it? He
Yeah,
usually goes in. So Jerome's in the Ferrari. I remember him being in a different car last week, and the real DC's in the Ferrari.
The real DC is, I think, driver for Ferrari.
And Jerome's not.
Reserve,
so Jerome's covering in then, and I think we should be going now in 15 seconds time, so about to go into the session for the Russian Grand Prix, Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q1's an 18-minute session where the top 15 have to go through, the bottom 5 get knocked out. Q2, the top 10 go through and they start on whatever tyres they set the fastest lap on, so probably the softs or mediums. Well, I think preferably the softs because it is a one-stop strategy. Q3, the top 10 go through and it will determine who is on pole position for tonight's race. So championship leader is Duel. He's looking very comfortable up there after a few mistakes, I must say, from Ferg after he's not had the best luck, because last race he had front wing damage by entering the pits, quite strange, and he had front wing damage again while entering the pits again, so unlucky to Ferg. In Spain, he had to come. What happened in Spain? I actually can't. I know he was leading the race, but I actually can't remember what happened to him. You want me to hit the wall on the outside of turn 1? No thank you, Chris. I'd rather you win. No. I'd rather you not hit anything. Oh, I understand what he's talking about. Yeah. I just caught on to what you were saying, Chris, from that Facebook video. Yeah. Yeah, I understand now, because it was a bit of an odd question, really, but now I understand what he meant. You're looking forward to this race, Yogurt?
Yes.
So 20 drivers are in for Q1 80-minute session, like I said, so we'll see who's the first man out on track. People in Q1 like to go for the exploratory lap times because it helps them in terms of qualifying paces. They know when to brake, know when to turn in, and etc, know when to get on the throttle. They like to do loads of laps to try and get a feel for the track. And this weekend, George Russell is racing for Mercedes as Lewis Hamilton has been tested positive for COVID. Jack Aiken, F2 driver, came in for George Russell, and he is in the Williams. And Emerson Fittipaldi is in the Haas after replacing Romain Grosjean after that terrific crash we saw on Sunday. But thankfully he's alright, and he's actually in the paddock this weekend with some bandages, so thankfully he's alright. It was a scary crash.
Well, I think that's a bit of an understatement for that crash.
So, did you watch the race live, Yogurt?
Yeah.
I didn't, because I was at work, and I didn't go on social media that day because I didn't want anything to be spoiled. So I was way behind all of you guys. I had it on record. Then when I got home, me and my dad watched it together because he wasn't wanting to watch it until I got back. And when I watched it, Harvey Lee sent me a spoiler, but I didn't know who crashed. He said that was a horrible crash. I didn't know what he was talking about. So there was only one spoiler, and I was like, oh. I didn't know who he crashed because he sent me a picture, but of the grid, not of the crash. I was like, thankfully I don't know who's crashed. And when I saw the crash, I was like, Jesus, that car's on fire. I saw it was a Haas, but I didn't know who it was, and it was Grosjean. I talk about the Haas, we're on board with Indian Jesus as he's making his way round. I thought he was about to go into the pits then. He's coming around the penultimate corner, and to the last corner he goes then. So on board with Indian Jesus. Slightly wide through that last corner, so compromising on the straight. Headed down into turn 1, flat out corner turn 1 with DRS wide open. Try not to scrub off too much speed, which he has done because he turned the steering wheel too many times through there. Headed down into turn 2, we're braking on the 100 metre mark. Take it through third gear. He's looking through second gear, but third is the most preferred gear through there. This left-hander, get as close to the curb as you can to gain loads of times, but he's not exactly doing that. Coming down into turn 4, then bang it on third on the apex, which he didn't do. Use the curb on the outside.
Lows, by the way. Then it's 33.2. You want to be at the 33 lows or 32 highs? That's preferably where we want to be. KXI. I think you said KSI the whole time, JB. It's KX.
He's a validator.
It's a bit quicker than Indian Jesus. So we'll go to the AlphaTauri. He is just behind him, and he did the same thing, I guess. Invalidated in the same corner.
Well, Q1's a good time to learn the track, as in when you validate, it's alright because it's Q1, because you can go for it plenty of times.
Jerome is on a lap in the Ferrari. Did a pretty good sector 1. Let's see if he can finish it good as well. Now, going on to the second DRS state, it looks very tidy this lap.
Jerome looked strong in Austria in terms of qualifying. I can't exactly. I think he did score points in the last round. Yes, he did. He scored 7th or 8th. I remember Ferrari being up there. But his pace was alright, I believe. He was off the top 6, but not by much. Qualifying looked amazing because I thought he would be in the top 3 after that amazing Q2 time he set. It was a 103.0 and he couldn't do it again in Q3. I think it was a 103.43. And he comes around the final corner to set a 130.8 quickest, and the next car behind him.
Calhoun, and he goes only 4 times behind, so not too far off. I think the next one is Gamma. Yes, he is next. Let's see what he can do. He goes to P2. Look at that. It's already getting tight. It's always good to see. I think, no, it's Harvey Lee's next. And he goes to the top with a 0.6. And we have a Mercedes. That's Nathan. He looks pretty quick as well. He goes to P2. Let's see who's next. I think DC is upcoming. Yes, he is. Yeah, DC is next. He's now coming for the final sector. The real DC, what can he do? Goes to P6, that's not a good lap. 1.3 off the pace. Faxland on his debut goes to P4. Not a bad lap from him.
On his first lap, sorry to interrupt, as Ferg goes quickest in the middle sector, on his lap he went deep into that heavy braking zone after the DRS straight, so we could find some time through there. Overall not a bad lap, but we could find some improvements as Ferg comes to the final corner then. Now to the last corner, you can see the rear end just wanted to step out as he approached that corner. 30.5, 1/10 quicker than Harvey Lee's in second place as Indeed Jesus goes 8th on his second run.
Yeah, Ferg needs to climb some points back, of course. After 2, well, I think Austria wasn't too bad, but Duo got the win, so automatically you lose points. And in Spain, Duo gained 25 points on him, so he really needs to do something in this race if he wants to climb those points losses back. He got in the last 2 races. I think he's behind like 5 points or something. It's quite a lot, so he really needs to do something this race.
He's got the pace, but he hasn't got the consistency and patience like Duel has.
Yeah, Duel has some insane patience. That's its strength. It's all of it.
And it's nice to see Nathan. Sorry, Mr. Yogurt.
Yeah, I think Ferg is quicker, but Duel's just consistent, and that's just gonna help you out more. As Louis Lat goes to P7, and you can carry on.
I was gonna say, Nathan, after being on the wheel for quite a few races, Faxland has gone up into 6th place, a 30.9, almost.
No, it was AJ.
Oh, AJ. Oh, sorry, AJ went up to P5 then. And ball would do well. I was about to say, Nathan, if he wasn't a pad before, because I know he wanted to do well on his wheel and you need to practice on the wheel, but he's been on the wheel for 4 or 5 races, or 4 races shall I say. After the 5th race he got back up there because he went back on controller, and now he knows he's comfy on the controller. If he was on the controller before of the start of the season, could he have been up there with those guys? If not, could he be close to the championship with those guys as well? Because Nathan has got some good pace on his hands.
Yeah, Nathan, I think he would have been definitely up there, as he has got some pretty good consistency like Duo as well. Well, since he's been on the pad again, he's been very consistent over the last few races. So yeah, it really shows that Nathan is really good on the pad, just couldn't find it on the wheel, as New Potato now comes for the final corner. And he goes to P5, so good luck.
Irish New Potato, another reserve driver, maybe a full-time driver depending what happens. I don't really keep up. 104.2 in the middle sector for Duo. We saw Irish New Potato at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and he was up there in the top 3. That's when Ferg and Irish New Potato had their contact. For a reserve driver anyway, he would have been happy with that one. And Duo nicely through that slow corner there through turn 14-15. It's very easy to lose the back end, especially on traction. Now we come through the final corner for Duo. The line comes up very quickly, crosses the line, 130.4.
13 thousandths between them. It's nothing, but still 13 thousandths, I guess.
That was a very clean lap from Duo, nice and smooth through all the corners. That's exactly what you need at the Russian Grand Prix. A track like this.
Duo must be confident as his position is right now. He's pretty far in the championship ahead of Ferg. He must be confident right now. So, and he really shows that he should be in P1.
Mr. Stroud, another Dutch driver, he's had some good races and he's had some bad races. He has scored points this season, I believe, and
Yeah, I think he's 5 championship, mate.
you have the championship.
Yeah, I think in the standings, he's in the top 5, wasn't he?
Nice one,
Or he
Mr.
must-
Stroud.
Or he must have had some bad races. I'll check the standings actually. Real quick.
I don't know if he scored points in Austria. Might have done because I can't recall anything that happened to him in that race. Coming around the final corner, he goes P13, needs to improve, but you can go for
Only
another lap
8
if he wants to.
laps, so it's not too bad.
So the driver's at risk already is the real DC, who's on his out lap, 31.9, so he needs to improve by what? To be on the safe side, over a second. Godly Num's out there. We know Godly Num's got the qualifying pace, but the race pace he tends to drop off just a bit. So Godly Num in the Alfa Romeo Sauber, his teammate Louis Lad is, where is he? Where's Louis Lad? P10, and he's on his out lap as well. So where is he? He's coming towards turn 4 and he's behind a Red Bull. Back on board with Godly Num then. Let's see what he can do with the Alfa Romeo. Now he's got some good qualifying pace, but in the race he can tend to be unlucky as well. It takes you through 5th gear there to stabilise the rear on the car. All depends on downforce now. I didn't really take the corner as quickly as he should have because he's lost a bit of time through there. This corner, not too bad. Use the outside for support. Use all of the track through here as well. Needs to find a good reference point as well because it's not clear where to brake. This one, nearly on the white line. Uses a lot of curb, gets on the power. Bring it over to the right. Approaching what, over 190 miles per hour? Almost 207 miles per hour.
4 miles per hour, mate.
So yeah, about 200 miles per hour, I'd say. I'm in kilometers an hour, but I can estimate it slightly by using my memory. Using a lot of curb, but that's
invalid. No.
the VOD.
Yeah,
The VODC's out there coming through turn 14 and 15. This is one of the most difficult parts of the track for me, believe it or not. He bounced off the curb there, but that wouldn't done too much for him. Coming through the penultimate corner, and now through the last one. Let's see where he can go, and he goes up into.
Oh, that's not good. Needs to improve on that one, as I think it was Calhoun going to P8. Who left from him? I think Dane is doing some sort of long run, as he now finally goes into the pits after 3 laps under Sos. I thought Strauss, by the way, was in like top 5 of the championship, but he's 10th. So I'm a bit off, but only like 20 points off the top 5. But as we look at, if we look at the championship duel now, 38 points clear of Ferg. That's quite a lot of points. As Ferg, to be fair, already retired. So he's pretty confident. If you look at the gaps, it's not so safe, I would say, but I mean, he could fall back to like P9, I reckon.
I dare say, what, P11 downwards needs to improve.
Yeah. As Golden Nut is on a pretty good lap at the moment. See if he can finish it well. The Alphas seem to be very strong in quali, just not in the race, it seems. They seem to struggle, and Goblin Nut this season, 0 points. So
Zero? Are you sure? I thought he got some points, but
I mean, the championship says he has 0, but I know he's got some good pace.
P10.
He goes to P10. He's only 5. I mean, look at Calhoun, Vexnet, and Goblin Nut. Only 100 between those 3 people.
Right, so 3 drivers, including James, Chris, those 2 on the lap. KSI's on his out lap, but Chris and James have not set a lap time just yet. James, I don't know what to say about James.
Go to Panda, he's on the lap.
Panda, they're both on laps, mate.
Oh, he's on a lap, invalidated lap. So now we can look at James. James, this season, in 11th place in the championship, 14 points only, so not too great of a season as of yet.
I remember him fighting a lot in the last Austrian race with somebody, and he made contact with somebody too, so that didn't really help him. I think he had to go to the pits to change his front wing, or was that somebody else? But 4 drivers made contact. I think he went deep, not quite sure, into that braking zone because I was on board in a different camera angle.
James is a real fighter in my opinion. He always battles, every battle he's in, he battles quite harsh. A bit like Magnussen. We really enjoy that, of course, but won't gain him too much time and stuff, which might have cost him a few points, and of course doesn't always go well. And that's not a good lap.
So that's P18 for James. He's 2/10 off the VLDC. The VLDC's at the pits.
Louis is on the lap. Louis, what can he do? He goes to P4. Louis, we know he can be very quick in the quali. I think he's been on the front row about 2 times now already, so we know he can definitely be quick. Hopefully he can show that to us again.
Mr. Yoga, would you say he has a tire trial set up? Because I noticed he's got a good 1 lap pace, but when it comes to the race he just drops off. Is that just not having? I mean, some people have their strengths and weaknesses, but race is where you score points, and race is the most important one out of all of them. But having good qualifying pace is good, but you also need the 50-50 of having a good race pace as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Gollinoob definitely has the pace in quali, of course, but as you said, maybe it's a time trial setup. But I think he's just maybe a bit too aggressive in the race. You know, in the race, it's really about being smooth, taking every apex, taking the speed through the corner. It's not, no, it's a long game, and maybe he's not really has the concentration for that or something.
You could say the same thing about me, as Chris Paddock didn't really take the curb as he wanted to. He needed to ride the curb, but he just completely avoided it, so that cost him a bit of time. But you could say the same thing about me, because I have good qualifying pace, but when it comes to the race I just chop off. Chris Paddock goes up into 17th place, he's not safe at all.
Very bad last sector. Strauss goes into the pits, so yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't think he's got enough time. Maybe yes, but I don't think he has.
Oh, KSI.
In the final sector. Steinschlag in the final sector. He can gain he can maybe go up to P7 by just gaining 3 tenths. I'm not even joking.
Oh, that's a validation. And
oh no, it's validation! Oh, that's gonna cost him. Because he can't set another lap.
He can? Can he not?
No, he can't. It's only 2 minutes left. He doesn't have enough fuel. So this is what he has, and it's probably not gonna be enough.
I don't. KSI's out there. James in the pits, and the VLDC's on his out lap. Chris Panda's out there. He's going for another lap as Chris Panda. He's 1/10 down in the first sector. Now coming on the DRS straight.
6%, 5%. There's nothing left.
Harvey Leeds needs Chris Panda up there in terms of the constructors and fighting people. He's a few hundreds down in that middle sector. Back on board with him, sorry.
Needs to be aggressive in this final sector. This will be his final run. So he's just gonna have to finish it as good as he can, right in the curb, and that's not gonna be enough. So this is all Panda can do. So we'll look at KXI.
He's been knocked out, unfortunately.
Yeah, Panda is out. We can say that.
Indian Jesus, mate. It's been all over the place this season. Usually he's at the top. He's in first, he's in the top 5 and top 10, but he's down in 16th place at the moment. He's on his out lap. He's only got 1 lap to improve. He needs to improve on the time to get out of Q1. He needs to improve by 1/10 or below a 10 to get ahead of Stroud. Mr. Stroud is on his lap as well. Steinslag, I don't know where he is. He's somewhere on the track. Dane is out there. I don't know if he's on a flyer lap. He's done 3 laps on the soft compound tyre. KSI comes across the line and he improves, but not enough.
No, he didn't set a lap time.
So looks like Stein's like run out of fuel, so he could possibly get knocked out if Mr. Stroud's and Indian Jesus improves. Indian Jesus is a good type of guy to go to Q3 usually, but he's on the cusp of being knocked out in Q1. So here he is to the final corner. Let's see what he can do. I know he's been struggling because he doesn't really take the track like he's supposed to take it. He's supposed to attack it more, but he's been hesitant on the steering.
I think Dane is on a good lap. I mean, the final sector looks pretty clean from Dane. I'm excited to see what his lap will be. Just comes across the line. Oh, it's not even an improvement. It looks pretty smooth. But
and Mr.
The real DC Steinschlag now to P15 as Origin Gamma. Look at that, P3 for Original Gamma.
Mr. Stroud has been knocked out of Q1. He's in the pits and he will not be improving, so he's been knocked out of Q1, sadly for him. So Indian Jesus then.
Yeah, the people that can make a difference are Indian Jesus and James. Well, we reckon Indian Jesus can
Oh
do it.
no!
No!
Come on, Indian Jesus, mate.
That's, I mean, when you're in the danger zone, you don't need to take risks like that.
I mean, in Q1 you don't need to really take risks, but he was in the danger zone and he was probably panicking or nervous.
Yeah, the pressure. I mean,
James.
Indian Jesus has some moments of where he's incredible and just moments where he's not on the pace. It's very weird that James not improving by much. 3,000.
I don't think
really anything.
If he improves in this last sector, he needs to improve by what, 6-7 tenths to get inside Q2, and he locks up as well into turn 14-15.
He might have made a mistake last time he went into the final sector. I think he went wide actually going into the final sector, so he could have gained maybe some time for there. He does gain some time, but it won't be enough. So the people out are Strauss, Indian Jesus, James, Panda, and KXI. And just look at the top 15. It's between 8 times. And Steinschlag, I mean, he's pretty lucky to be fair.
Steinschlag then. He validated his last run, but thankfully he didn't get knocked out. Mr. Strauss, unfortunate for Red Bull, we didn't see his teammate at all in that session. Probably wasn't paying attention to him, but I think he's somewhere in the top 10, is he? Yeah, 9th place.
Yeah. It's very close again. Bit of a top 3.
5 tenths separate 1st to 12th. Look at that, mate.
I mean, top 15 between 8 tenths.
That is absolutely incredible. Honestly, this Nathan and AJ, the lead.
It's gonna be very tight for Q2 or yeah.
Nathan Booth and AJ Booth has found some good drivers that are very close together. Congrats to them, AJ and Nathan, for bringing such good drivers and having a close field. It's very hard to do that running a league. Finding drivers is hard enough, but finding drivers like that takes an incredible amount of hard work, dedication, and patience as well.
I mean, I think comparing to last season, it was definitely Duel that was always a few steps ahead. And this season, everything just got tighter, and I think it doesn't matter how fast the league is, even if a league is 2 seconds slower than maybe this is. If it's close, it will always be fun, because you have different winners, different pole sitters about every time. Every race is gonna be surprising, you know, which makes it more fun than you have 3 people who are just esports level, you know. It's way better.
Q2 then, the top 10 will go through and they will start at the tyres they set their fastest lap on, so we might see a few medium runners. I think it is soft to medium, but mediums to softs.
Medium softs, doesn't really matter what way around.
Definitely not the hard tyres unless you have a mistake in the early parts of the race that you want to switch over to the hards. And Gal Cohen is on the medium tyres. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the mediums, but they might some people on the softs might do some bankers and switch over to the medium. Same with the medium runners as well, because coming out this early is not really ideal as you could continue to get a track evolution as well. The track ramping up to make the grip even more better on the surface. So these could be a bit bankers from these guys.
Yeah, Faxland, I think is his debut. Was he there last week?
Nope.
Well, he's really showing some good pace, you know. I mean, if there are more people going into the midfield, which makes it closer.
Faxland, he could be somebody I know because I recognise the name and he's from the country. He could be my old mate, you know. I remember talking to a guy called Faxland ages ago. It could be the person I know. Might go message him after the race. If it is him, because I know he changed his PSN. If it is him, then Jesus Christ. I think it is him, you know.
We'll be the first one to lap him. Well,
the Alpha Male.
Him after the race.
Yeah.
But yeah, really some good pace. and making the field even closer together, which we want to see.
Why do some drivers do that? They go to the right, they go back to the left. I've seen a few drivers do that. Does that gain you any time?
I don't know. Not that I know of. But I'll commentate over the lap, as Vaxland doesn't really get the best of exits for starting your lap. He's going to the right very early, really doesn't want to make too much meters. As he brakes just before or at the 100 meters, taking good apex, and don't want to go too wide, because you can get inverted quite easily there on the exit. Of course, this is easy flat. Don't want to go too much to the inside, because you'll get an inverted. Brake on the curb. Don't want to take too much of that inside curve. Didn't really care with the speed Vaxland, but it's still alright. No major mistakes. 33.1 on mediums is definitely to be proud of. Goes a bit wide. Lucky to not get an invalid, and you can still carry on with this lap. These are some very hard corners, as the curves on the inside are very high. So you're gonna have to turn in at the exact point, and he doesn't do that, and he gets an invalidation. So that's unfortunate. So we'll look at Calhoun. Let's see how he can go through these corners. He's also on the mediums.
It's so strict. He goes, Calhoun, where is he? 13th. It's so strict because he didn't even go too wide, did he?
No, but yeah, he did go too wide, but not too much. But he did go too wide, yeah. So yeah, Calhoun on the mediums. Now in the final sector. Let's see what he can do.
James says he's so confused because he's been doing low 30s in practice on time trial's not really a good place to practice, but if you say practice in terms of the actual thing like this, then it is a bit strange, probably under pressure. Calhoun goes 32.3.
Dane on sauce. Let's see what he can do. Goes 30.7. That's a good lap, and that might already be enough for him actually. So very good lap from him. Louis lap invalidation. Will be done next. Yeah, got it next. But James, some advice. Practicing Grand Prix or in multiplayer with some other guys from the league. Because if you're gonna practice in time trial, it's way different than online. Because you have, well, you can restart and you don't really have to focus on just one lap. You can just restart and it doesn't. It's not gonna be the same. So practicing not in time trial. That's my advice.
I'd say, as he said, I see him struggle on the three-part Q. Oh, I can't even speak. He seems to struggle. He seems to struggle on Q1 where the track isn't fully gripped up. I struggle so badly. He's probably not used to having low grip tracks then, because Q1 is like it's not fully ramped. It is the track. Maybe he's used to like Q3, probably short qualify, but when it comes to Q1, other people might find it easier than others by having a low grip track, and they use that to advantage to other people. If Jerome comes across the line, it goes up into P3.
Good lap. Comparing to the other two guys on the mediums, I think Harvey is next. Oh, Harvey goes into the pits, validated his run. He doesn't want to do that too many times, because we've seen in the past that costed him a Q3 spot, so don't do that too much.
Oh, Brady Pollock said hi, hello, the Racing Point replacement, and AJ has done a 33.2.
Where is Brady Pollock? I haven't seen him in ages.
He's a reserve driver.
Too many reserves, come on man, there needs to be a third tier next season.
He's got good pace because he got a podium on his reserve debut.
Yeah, Brady Pollock is good. He's good.
In the Racing Point as well. It was in China, I remember that race. He had Harvey Lees all over the back of him, had other people all over the back of him, but he managed to do well with the pressure, and he finished third place. 105.0 for AJ in the middle sector.
I'm looking at DC, who's a bit ahead of him.
Oh, a bit of oversteer coming out for AJ.
DC now coming through the final two corners, now coming through the final one. Need to take some good speed. He doesn't really get a good lap, to be honest. 2 seconds of the pace, of course, that is on the minus, but that's quite a bit off. Let's see what AJ can do. Look at that. That's P4. That's already a bit better, but I think he has gone to the soft tires, because I think it won't be enough.
Vaxland has validated it. Harvey Lee's coming out of the pits. What tyres is he on? He's on the soft compound tyre. Nathan's on his out lap on the softs. Ferg's on the softs as well. So people preferring the soft tyre. Origin Gam is out there in the McLaren on his lap.
Duel actually behind him. Oh, Gamma was lagging for me. He went straight into the wall. Never mind. he went 4.5 in the middle sector and Duel 4.1. So Duel was on a good one.
The
Duel
French.
seems to love this track.
Is he in a wheel or pad? Can you tell?
Who?
Duel, he's in a wheel or pad?
He's definitely wheel.
Gamma comes across the line to go to second place. What about Duel?
And Duel will probably go to 30.2 is my prediction.
Oh,
0.4, that's... So, he definitely made some sort of mistake in that final sector, or he is just not as quick in the final sector as he is in the
you don't like. You don't like to be wrong.
Woo?
That's never mind. Ferguson's lap heading down into turn 2. He's got 2 cars behind him that get nice out of the way, so good job. I think he hesitated coming into turn 2. I saw a bit of steering movement, so that might cost him a bit of time. Coming towards turn 4, then long left-hander, fully flat out. Next one, turn 5. When the curve develops, that's when your turning point is. This one here, right-hander. Not really too difficult, this one. Next one is a bit difficult because you can easily validate. Throw it in. And it's a nice and easy exit from him. Ferg, turn A, is it? I can't quite remember which one it is. This
turn
one.
9, this is turn 10.
Oh!
That's a costly mistake. That will cost him a set of socks.
Depends if he does 2 laps on these softs, which I don't think he'll do because he wants them to be in perfect condition, ready for the race.
I mean, on Russia it's a bit less important how in what condition they are. Nathan 4.2. If he gets a good final sector, he'll be on the time of Duel. So let's see what Nathan can do. Of course, now he's back on the controller. It's way more competitive for him. He can do. He can race back on the front, which is more fun for us and for him, of course.
Mr. Booth comes around the final 2 corners and let's see where he can place his Mercedes. Can he get anywhere close to Duel? Goes up into P2.
Almost. Harvey Lees is on the lap. Yes, he is. 32.8 in the first sector. That's a good one from Harvey Lees after Britain, the first race where Harvey won. We haven't seen much of him, so hopefully he can get a good result again to boost his
Maybe he got overwhelmed by that first win.
to get his form back. He goes to 4.2, that's the same as Nathan, so he's on a good one at the moment. But I hope Harvey can just get back to his form that he had in the first race. Maybe he practiced so much in the first race because he just wanted to win. I don't know, but yeah, it's so unfortunate. We've seen him drop off quite a bit over the course of this season, so I hope he wins again.
I hope he does too. Made some mistakes now and then. Comes across the line, goes up into P2. 600s off. 600s off.
Duel still unbeaten, but it's of course not over yet. As Louis Lett is on the lap, so we can look at Louis Lett. Let's see what Louis Lett can do. Louis Lett, very good in my opinion this season. He's been doing very well, and here again he shows it. P3 for Louis Lett.
Was it his
Very
teammate?
nice.
Was it his teammate that got no points? Yeah, it was, but it.
Yeah, nope, doesn't have any points.
Oh dear, I thought he would have some points in his hands. I thought Godly Numb's pace was good, but you saying that?
The standing says he has 0. I think he has some points as well, but the standing says 0.
Mr. Ferguson's on his lap. New potato.
Potatoes now on the final corner. So we can look at him. He goes to P9 on the mediums, but he's probably gonna have to go again.
He's gonna have to go on the softs.
Ooh, he does. Does he have enough time? Well, it's gonna be close
Yes,
for him.
he only has 1 lap time when he goes into the pits on a soft tyre. AJ is on an out lap. Mr. Stein's lap, where is he? He's 2 tenths up in the first sector, so good signs already from him. Making his way to the right hander, very quick through there. Next one here. Move to the right to get a good exit. Good entry, which leads on to a good exit. This one here.
Very good.
Use a lot of curb on the entry, get out of the power as quick as possible. When the car's straightened up, that's when you want to get out of the power. DRS is wide open for him, approaching 207 miles per hour, down that back straight as we come to the heavy braking zone. Try not to go too deep in there.
He's on a good one. He's only 2 tenths off the likes of RV Lees, Louis Lett and Nathan, so you can probably sneak into the top 5 or 6.
This one's very difficult.
Final sector hooked up. Oh, he took that one very nicely. No speed scrubbed up. Let's see what Steinsler can do in these final 2 corners. Don't want to take any of that inside curb, as the curbs are just gonna bounce you off. He does that nicely and did lose quite a bit of time in that final sector. Only P8. So he's not safe, but it's not looking bad.
So Irish New Potatoes decided to do 2 laps. He's got a choice to back off now, go on the sauce, which he is doing. He was about to go quicker, but that would have benefited him because others have had him on the soft compound tyre.
Yeah. As we're DC is on the soft, so he's gonna improve massively. See how much he can improve. The real DC in Ferrari now coming for the final corner. What will be? It will be P9, but that won't probably be enough as there's already P10 as Calhoun goes to P8. Steinschlag, now in P9, so definitely not safe. Vaxland has invalidated. Hopefully he has enough fuel to do another lap.
This is interesting. Ferg's under pressure. He's got 1 lap to try and do something. Well, possibly 2 actually, but he don't want to do 2 laps on a set of softs. Yeah, AJ, I was on board with him. He's got 3/10 quicker in the first sector, so this is looking good for him already. Racing Point gets out of the way. Same here. I hope everybody does well, but you can't.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So let's see where Mr. Booth then goes in the middle sector. What's he like in the middle sector? 104.5. It's 104, mate.
Yeah, 104.3.
Last run, well, he had a bit of oversteer, but he's managed to correct it on this one. So this is he's already improving quite a lot here on the soft compound tyres. A bit of twitchiness coming out of turn 15.
It's gonna need to happen now. Coming for the final corner. Don't invalidate on the exit like Indian Jesus.
P4!
And that might not sound too well, but it's so close. As Ferg goes to P6, but he's only 2 times off, remember? So it's not too bad. Steinschlag is gonna go for another lap, so he has enough fuel, Steinschlag, to go for another one. That's nice to see.
We go ball with Faxland first. He's not set a time yet, interestingly, so this would be one and only lap time. He might not have enough time. May do. Have 10 seconds to spare, I possibly say.
Minute 5. Oh, that's not good. He's not gonna have a good lap.
I think he might.
5.8. That's way off the pace.
He might have
So
10 seconds left.
No, he doesn't have enough fuel for another one. So
Oh yeah. I think he left it to the very last minute. Possibly he validated his run as well. You never know.
Yeah,
because
he validated his first run, so now he doesn't have enough fuel, and he goes. Yeah, as I said, it was a very bad run.
Ouch! He crashed into the wall.
So.
Oh, it's over for Steinschlag. It's over for Steinschlag. He's validated it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Jerome's last run as he heads down into turn 2 with the Haas gets out of the way, takes the curb on the apex, nicely done from the turn 3 and turn 2, coming towards the left handed, flat out through here, get as close to this curb as you can. When the curb starts to develop, that's your turn it in, braking point, go to 4th gear, use a lot of curb on the entry, which he does. Nice
so
entry.
32.9, he's very quick at the moment. Hopefully he can keep this momentum up. And that might be over for Calhoun in P10 as he is looking very quick at the moment.
The one Dutch replaces another Dutch.
No, I think Calhoun is Belgium.
Oh yeah,
But
he is, isn't he?
Of course in Belgium, there's a part in Belgium where they speak Dutch.
It all depends on Jerome to see if Cohen gets knocked out.
4-0! That might be P1 this, mate. It's quicker than Dual.
I told you Jerome's got good pace in Q2. Like, he proved it in Austria, he's got good pace, but for some reason he can't repeat it in Q3. Oh no!
Oh, he might just want to finish his lap right now.
Yeah, he needs to finish it. Don't back off.
Okay, well that cost him like half a
P7!
second. Still only about 3 times off with that big of a mistake. Godly up is gonna improve as well to P9, but I think like the top 10 is within 5 tenths of each other. So, oh, that was close.
I'll be brutally honest with you. If that was me, I think I would have backed out. But he continued. He was only 2 tenths off. Look, he was only 2 tenths off, Yogurt.
Yeah, well, 3 tenths. It's 2.8.
Cal Cohen, Mr. Steinschlag, the Mr. DC.
Look how close this is.
Cal Cohen, Steinschlag, the Mr. DC, Irish New Potato, and Faxland have all been knocked out of Q2. On to Q3 to go.
So
Origin Gamma's inside.
Duel on top of every session still. Furk only P6, but if you look at the time, he's only 2 temps up, so it doesn't mean anything. I mean, yeah, everything can happen. Harvey Lee's in P2, so Harvey Lee's, bring it on, mate. Bring it on.
We love you, Harvey Lees.
I think a lot of people did 2 runs in Q2, so that might mean they only have 1 fresh set left. I don't know. We'll see about that. So we have a very competitive Q3. We have Dane, as he's on his debut. He is into Q3. So we don't really see that often, do we? That a debutant goes into Q3.
Not been keeping an eye on Dane, which I should supposed to do, but yeah, he's doing a good job, like you said, being in Q3. Origin Gamma's made it to Q3. I've not seen him too much after the season to be in Q3, so he's also doing a splendid job.
Yeah, I think it was Irish New Potato who went on to mediums in last qualifying Q2.
Yeah, he should have went on to the
time on the softs. I think it was one of the 2 McLarens who went P3 very close behind Duel and Furk. It might have been Gemma, but he's looking on the pace at the moment. So
Nemo has typed in the chat saying, "Man, could not race today because of school. Gonna hurt my championship, but have a good race, lads. Have good luck in school, mate. Unfortunately, that in the way you can't race.
That's important.
School is more important."
I mean, Nemo, you do always get. Well, you do always give us so much entertainment, so we do miss you.
He could have got his 3rd podium in the road, but unfortunately, school has got in the way.
I mean, if he gets his next race, we can still call it.
You should have told your teachers that you had a league race, then they'd probably say yes. No, I'm only kidding. You're only kidding.
Just replace your test. Come on.
Say you should have said you were in a championship fight, and the teacher would have left you off.
Well, he's not really in a championship fight.
imagine if he says, championship fight where? You said on an F1 game. It's like, are you kidding?
Racing League, don't you know that league?
113 subscribers.
Oh, that's gone quick.
I remember it being on 93 subscribers. Now it's gone up by what? Almost 20.
I mean, it's because we're the commentators, of course. They will start his lap. So if you can just commentate his lap.
I'll let you do it, Yoko, because I'm not really good at explaining laps.
Coming through the final corner, getting a nice exit, which you of course need, because, well, you can see the long straight here upcoming. As Jamie said earlier in the quali, don't want to scrap up any speed, as I think Dane is on the wheel, so that shouldn't be a problem. Braking at 100 meters, taking a nice apex, but more important, getting a good exit, which Dane does. So a very nice first chicane. Now this is easy flat, it won't cost you any time if you, well, don't scrap up any speed. Brake when the curve starts, and getting a nice apex. Most importantly again, getting good exit, so very good first sector, 32.8, which is very up there, might even get pole. So very good first sector. Now into sector 2, of course these are very hard, as I said earlier, because the curves on the inside are very high, a bit loose on the exit over there, so the rear tires might already be getting a bit hot, and there again on the curbs, losing the car. Now on the exit here, you want to get a good exit, which he does, but it did really cost him a bit of time in those fast corners where he did lose the car. Might have cost him 2 to 3 temps. Coming to the final sector, 1 minute 4.4. That's very good for a banker. And now coming into turn, well, I don't know. You want to take the speed. It is a very hard corner, as it's very off camber, but he takes it nicely. Doesn't take the inside curve, the high orange curve on the inside, which you don't want to do over here as well. Taking the speed, as it looks like a very good left from Dane. Now coming for the final corner, get a good exit in 4th gear. Not the best traction, but a 30 point. As the banker will do Gamma very close behind. Nathan will be next to set a lap time, as it looks like it will be a very good one from Nathan.
No.
He's 2 temps off. Now
Not the Nathan standard we usually see, but his brother has invalidated too, so under pressure those two are.
Burke is on a good one. So not the times we have seen in Q2 or Q1 yet from the top 3 at the moment. Furk does do that, a 30.4, not quicker than Duel is in Q2, as Jerome is on a lap. He went, well, if he didn't make that mistake in Q2, he probably would have gone quicker, so he might be the favorite here in Q3 in the Ferrari. Let's see what he can do. Coming through the final corner. He goes
P2.
to P2. 2 times off. AJ invalidated.
Louis Ladd 32.9 flat in the first sector, and James says that the track got slow. I don't think so. I think it's supposed to like slowly evolve in Q1, Q2 and Q3, the Q3 being the most grip, and for the race it's supposed to have good grip as well. Yeah, so we got Louis Ladd on the lap. Dougal for the past few races has always came out before
Louis Ladd is on a good one.
after everybody else. He's came out after everybody else. That's what Duel tends to do. I don't know if he wants to like let them lay the grip in there.
He wants to get clean air. That's what he always wants. Duel has a bit of a different rhythm in Q3 it seems. As Louis Ladd, he's on a good one. Can he finish it well? Didn't really go well through that penultimate corner.
I thought that was
goes to P2.
I thought that was an odd way to take the last corner, but that worked. And I don't know if you saw it, Yogurt.
He lost time.
At 30.6, he's 2/10 away from Ferg. On board with the main protagonist of the championship is Duel. Let's go on board with him coming through the final corner then. So he's about to start his one and only, his one flying lap. He might have time. Yeah, you think he will have time, won't he?
He will have a second.
I don't like leaving it late. I always like coming out early like everybody else. But Duel has a different strategy than everybody else. Interesting, a bit of movement on the straight. I don't know what that is for. I don't know if he just does it naturally, but a bit of movement on the straight there as we come through turn 3. Takes a wide entry, then closes up on the curb, getting close to the curb as quick as you can, taking a proper racing line. And when the curb starts to develop, that's your turning in point. Use a lot of curb on the entry, and fourth gear through there for good measure too. 32.9. That's 30,000 slower than what I've seen in Louis Ladd. Louis Ladd did a flat 32.9, whereas Duel slightly missed that curb there. He went a bit wide.
He does take this one quite nicely, though. It's an alright lap, but it definitely could be better. I think Duel knows that as well. Goes wide here again, doesn't really matter as you can get a good exit with that. But Duel can definitely improve on this one. I can tell you right now.
Oh, 1-0.
Duel 4-9 still with that mistakes. That might be into the will issue 29. That will be insane.
He's good in this third sector. I'll tell you where he's good at. He's good at on this corner here. Oh, in fact, he used a lot of curb.
Take that too nicely to be
He
fair.
used a lot of curb on the last run. It was rather smooth, but he didn't take it this time as he makes his way towards the final corner. This man is going to be a pole. Yeah. Oh, Jesus! Look at that.
30.2, and he can still improve, in my opinion. So.
Mr. Booth.
He's the man to beat. He's the man to beat.
Mr. Booth said his time was on old softs. I don't know how old they were. I don't know how old those softs were, but if they're about 2 laps old, they should be too bad.
Yeah, but I mean, he can. Well, we know he can improve, even though if it wasn't fresh.
AJ's on his hour lap. He just came back to the pits. I don't know why he's done that.
Why is he doing this? What?
Mr. Booth needs to find a good lap. It could be his one and only lap time.
Well, everyone needs to find a good lap if they want to beat Duel. As he's, and remember, Duel still has another run, so Duel can still improve on his.
Where is Duel? He's coming. He's at the middle sector right now.
Yeah, Duel, he will make it, man.
Godly Numb, the only guy on the track, along with Duel. He's supposed to be coming back into the pits as Duel. Louis Ladd's done 2 runs of his softs, interestingly.
What is Godly Numb doing? He's just switching. Oh well, he stopped now, but he was just switching gears for 7 and 8.
Probably trying to do it. He's probably trying to blow up his gearbox like I did.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
I used to do it. I used to do it back in 2019, but I don't do it anymore.
Naughty, Jamie.
He cost me a championship, that did.
Cost money, you know.
I know it cost money. That's why I had to pay, and I was in debt for all of it. I shouldn't have said that, but that's personal information. Coming round the final then, corner for Godly Numb. He's about to start his one and only lap. He's good in qualifying, but like I said in the race, he tends to just disappear and drop off, so he needs to find a different rhythm coming into the race as he makes his way towards the DRS straight. Turn 1, this is, not really, it is a turn, but I won't call it turn 1. I'll call it turn 1. Heavy braking zone then, into turn 2 we go. Use a lot of curb on the entry, and for turn 3 as it sets up immediately after the second corner. On turn 4 we go, a long corner, flat out through here. As the curve starts to develop, that's your turning in point. Oh!
Oh, I hope he has enough fuel. Because then he can do another one.
I don't think he has. No, he doesn't have enough time to go back in the pits, does he?
No, so he needs to, if he needs to or have enough fuel or.
He's only done about one third of the lap, so I think he should have enough fuel in.
Yeah. Dane will be the next one to start a lap time, so we can maybe look at Dane.
Dane on his debut is not doing bad, is he? He's in 5th place, so hopefully he can do well on his debut,
but he's
because
still 6th off, and 3 people haven't set a lap time, and Nathan set his lap time on odds off.
Renault needs some luck, because I know Renault's had loads of drivers in this season, so Renault needs to find 2 stable drivers that will stay and are committed. I don't think he's a reserve driver. I think he's a full-time driver now, because I don't see Renault having any more drivers.
Yeah, I guess.
207 miles per hour down that straight, headed into turn 2, heavy braking zone, use a lot of curb on the entry. A bit slided, a little bit loose in the rear there. Coming through turn 4, use a lot of curb and get as close as you can without invalidating it. Swing it through turn. It just looks loose on the rear end, doesn't it, when he turns in?
Yeah. Well, no, mid corner.
Mid corner. Coming through turn 6 then.
Yeah, on the exit / mid corner, it's just loses the car every time.
I mean, I've lost the car quite a lot of places in Russia, especially down the.
Probably a bit too much rear suspension, it seems.
I hit the wall on the straight before because I wasn't paying attention. Going down the straight, hit the wall.
Even though Dane made a few mistakes, he's still looking good. Look at that, 1 minute 4.2. If you can just get this final sector right, he's on a good one. And hopefully, I hope he can just manage to get this final sector right.
How many times I've heard you say that? He's on a good one. That was a bit dodgy through turn 15 there. Didn't really get the best exits. So that might cost him a bit of time. He might not improve, you know. He might not improve, which he doesn't.
Yeah, he will.
Oh, 3000s.
Yeah, I said he will.
Mr. Booth's on a brand new set of tyres.
Oh, that might be P1, mate.
P2!
P2! Oh, he's so close, but just so far.
Mr. Ferguson needs to improve.
Oh, Gamma's first.
Gamma's first.
See what Gamma can do. For the final corner. Taking the speed, taking curb. He goes to P6. Improving. Harvey Lees is next. 1 minute 4.2 coming into the final sector. Might be a P3 if he can manage to get it right. And he just about doesn't get P3.
Louis Ladd's a 10th up. He might be Harvey Lees.
Get it? No, Ferg loses too much time in the final sector. Goes to P3. So now AJ is next to come across the line. Louis Ladd is improving as well at 1 minute 4.0. Watch out for Louis Ladd. What can AJ do? Coming through the final corner. Can he get P1?
P3!
No, P3. But look out for Louis Ladd and Jerome. The 2 guys that are also...
No, Louis Ladd, no! Oh, he almost lost it on the exit of turn 15 there on the curb.
He keeps it though, he keeps it. Can he improve Louis Ladd? Coming through the final corner. Can he get P1?
Oh, P4!
He gets P4! Jerome! Coming through the final corner. Where can he go?
P2! He's done it! He's done it! P2! What's an amazing performance from him! The Dutchman's on the second row of the grid. What an absolute fantastic starting position. P2 from Jerome. That's his best qualifying of all times. I know he had it in him to do the best Q3 lap. Not on pole though, but P2 is still very good. From
It's unbelievable how close this field is. Look at that. Look at that.
I've got to give it to Jerome. What an absolute fantastic performance from him. I knew he had the pace, and he finally showed us it in P2. And I'm going to go to the toilet.
Unbelievable scenes. And now we have Ferg in P6. Oh no, man. So Duval again. He must be rubbing his hands and just feeling confident, even more confident after this. Because, yeah, he's going well. So, yeah, that's gonna be an exciting race. And so here we have it. Duel with a 30.2, only half a tenth ahead of Jerome. It's so close. But yeah, he still gets it. So P2 for Jerome and P1 for Duel. Nathan only so close behind Jerome, but just gets P3, which isn't too bad of a position, as we know how long of a straight we have going into the first or the second corner, I should say. AJ in P4. Louis led also amazing qualifying into P5. Ferg, I don't think he'll be happy with P6, but he's just gonna have to take it. Harvey Lee's P7, only 3 times off, and he's P7, so it's pretty insane. Origin Gamma P8, Dane P9, and Godly Nope P10. Unbelievably close again, and yeah, I'll be excited for the race, as well, if it will be this close in the race, so we'll have a very fun race on our hands. So it's looks very sunny here in Russia.
I am back.
Okay. So now I can get my drink.
So that was an unpredictable qualified session. I kind of knew Ferg had it in, not Ferg, Duel had it in him, but that was an impressive qualifying for Jerome. You got to give it to him, considering what's happened to him last race. I think he made contact with somebody last race, or somebody made contact with him. I definitely know there's some contact in that race, but I can't quite remember who. So Jerome in P2 then, what does that mean for him? Means he's on the second row of the grid. Can he get a slipstream down that straight? Depends if Duel pulls to the right hand side. Our left, his right. I bet he didn't expect it. I wish I could speak to him after the race, but depends if he gets a podium though, because I don't have any free time basically. But if he can get a good podium result, we could have a conversation with him about his season and how his races have went. Because I know he's got some good pace, but he's like me, I can't really show it until I really have a good race. Can Duel extend his championship lead at the front, because he's quite a long way ahead of Ferg. Ferg needs to do something in this race. He can't let this pressure get to him. He needs to start improving and find some pace, because if he doesn't do that, then he's just going to continue to fall off, and Duel could have another easy season like he did last season. I know Ferg has the pace. I know he has the pace, but he just can't show it because of the amount of bad luck he's having at the moment. He needs to turn that around ASAP. Started today. He could have started last week, but yeah, things didn't go his way in the pits. Whether he went too quick in the pits, whether it was just a general mistake, we don't know because I didn't see it. But today he just needs to have a clean, simple race and try and get ahead of Duel if he can. It'll be quite hard because he's got 4 drivers in between himself and Duel. He's got AJ and Nathan there, quite hard to fight. Harvey Lee's behind him. He could use a slipstream behind Harvey Lee's. Ferg is on the right hand side of the grid, so he might have a good toe down there. He has the inside line for good measure too, so he could get ahead of Louis lad. But he just needs a good start.
Have you gone for the tires, mate? Panda is on the hard.
I don't know why he would do that, but that's a bit too slow, that hard tires.
Yeah.
So 5th of October, is that can't be right surely. I'm trying to look for the championship standings, but I just can't find them. Oh yeah, now I can. So I'm gonna read it. I want to see where he is. Where's Jerome? 17th place. He's only got 2 points to his name, and look where he is now in second place.
2 points in second place.
He's in second, so he can make up most of that points gap but having a good race. 2 drivers got disqualified, which is Mr. Stroud and Indian Jesus. They're probably on the medium tyres, so they take longer to warm up, but I will go through the lights then. He's on the softs, Indian Jesus. Lights out, away we go then for round 7 of the Russian Grand Prix as we go on board with Duo. Duo gets a mega start. He pulls ahead of Jerome. Nathan is alongside Jerome. Mr. AJ is alongside Louis Lad as well. As we head down into turn 2, I can see Ferg in the distance trying to make a move on somebody. And Jerome stays in second place under Nathan then. Nathan is third place ahead of AJ. Louis Lad for win gone for somebody as Ferg. Can he get around the outside? He's going to try and go around the outside into turn 5 we go. Can he get ahead? They both make contact into turn 5 and they go side by side coming out of it. Louis like getting a horrible exit, but I saw somebody have a bad exit. I don't know if that's the McLaren or not, as Origin Gamma goes down the inside, but he cuts the corner, so he might have to give that place back to the McLaren driver behind him, the Renault driver of Dane, sorry. He might need to give it back or accept the consequences of getting a warning for that, because that was a legal overtake. I might have to give the place back.
Bit of front wing gone from James in the background. That's the only bit of incident there has been in the first lap. The rest has been fine. Nathan, we saw a bit loose on the curb in the fast left-hander. Maybe AJ, his brother, can maybe do something on him. He's gonna have to go around the outside in lap 1, and Nathan just gonna run him out of space. AJ's gonna go for the cutback though, but he won't be able to do it here as the corner is off camera, so the inside will just have to wait.
Steinslag is getting overwhelmed by drivers. Cal Cummins past him. Irish New Potato goes down the inside, and he's the one that's got front wing damage. That's why he's dropping off the pace. Indian Jesus goes off the track.
And James has damage.
So those two are going into the pits.
Oh, and Panda I think is in the pits. Oh no, it's not Panda. Who's in the pits? Oh, Indian Jesus. Okay,
3
so
drivers.
3 people in the pits. But all on the soft, so they can go on to the hards and finish the race on it.
Look at the 2 brothers going side by side as you head down into turn 2. One of them needs to make way. What is this? What is this? I can't find them. There they are. This game's just not doing good for me. As AJ then goes around the outside, he uses a lot of EOS to try and power his way past. Coming down into turn 5, Nathan has the outside line. Nathan sweeps around the outside.
Fergie's gonna go past AJ, and AJ from attack to defense, and he's now gonna have to cut the corner a bit.
He cut the corner, so that's a warning for him. Louis Lad's all over the back of him.
All around the outside, that would be a very heroic.
Nah, it'll be silly because they'll lose time to Ferg. They don't need to overtake in these corners. They don't want to lose too much time.
They need time to Jeroen and Duel, so they're probably very confident at the moment.
I don't understand why this game has so many glitches, you know, because they're not on lap 3 on lap 2 and James is not in first. Ferg is behind Nathan. Then would he try and go for a move down here? No, he won't. He'll stay back. But look at Louis Lad. He tried to go for a move.
Louis Lad. Oh well, AJ was attacking Nathan a lap ago, and now he has to defend for Louis Lad. What a turnaround!
So Jerome's actually 5/10 between Duel.
Everyone is behind.
Duel, lap 3 is DRS. Jerome's behind Duel, so it looks like he's got good paces, Jerome. Can he keep it up? I really hope he does, because it'd be nice to see him get out of 17th place in the championship standings and move himself up. It's been unlucky this season. He has got good pace though.
Nathan doesn't have DRS of the top 2, so Nathan is gonna have to push on to get that DRS, to get back in the DRS train and back in contention. Because if he's gonna not have the DRS, he's gonna have to use more of his ERS to defend, and that's gonna cost him badly, and for the people behind him as well. So Nathan needs to get a move on. He goes wide. That's not.
Oh, spinner, and he's out of the race. Origin Gamma is out of the race. No. He lost traction to the exit of turn 5.
Will that be a safety car?
It should. In real life, it would be a safety car, but virtual safety car. That would not be a virtual safety car in real life.
No, that will be a full safety car, definitely. It's in the middle of the track.
It looks like James and Steinslag were fighting for 19th place. So basically what happened is Origin Gamma tried to go for a move. It was nobody's fault. Gamma was compromised at the exit, went on the curb, picked up the throttle, spun the car, hit the wall, out. It basically what happened to Lawrence Stroll, but he didn't get hit.
Yeah.
I was in the back of Harvey Lee's watching the rear wing of Harvey Lee's, because it looked like Origin Gamma was going to go for it, but he backed out of it, then unfortunately lost traction and hit the wall.
So yeah, will this be an opportunity for Nathan to push on a bit, get close to the Delta and get back into the DRS?
Look how close Jerome is behind Duel. If it ends now, he'll have a good long straight to get past him.
And I think it will end because overtake is on for Jerome. Will there be any drivers? No, everybody's clean. And Nathan is back into the DRS. So Nathan has done a very good job here to get back into the DRS and back into contention. Jerome is gonna have a look on Duel, but won't do anything for now. It's only lap 3. It says it's lap 4, but everyone, it is lap 3.
No, it's lap 4, mate. Lap 3 was last lap. It's lap 4.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's okay, no worries. And look at Dane then, all over the back of Godly Num. Godly Num, down in 8th place, not doing too bad so far. Both Alpha and Mayos are in the points, as one of them went off the track in the background, but he managed to get himself back on. He might get a warning for that one because he exceeded the track limits there, so he needs to be careful doing that.
Faxland on the medium is doing very well.
He's
the highest medium runner, so have a look out for him. He can gain quite a lot of positions when he's going to go onto the soft.
Interestingly, it looks like Duel's backed off because Nathan's right behind Jerome as well, so he's caught up to them, or Duel might hold everybody up.
Yeah, it's going to be a big old DRS train as we have the whole top.
Oh, Nathan's just hit the wall coming into the heavy braking zone. Did he lose any front wing damage?
No, doesn't seem like it. So he's fine for now, but you don't want to do that too many times. So
I don't think he properly hit it. He just touched it, and that could have cost him.
Well, if you touch it with your wheel, it won't do anything.
It looks like he was close to getting his front wing though, so escaped that one. As Duel sets the fastest lap of 1:35, goes to AJ.
Yeah, AJ is good. So AJ fastest on the track whilst he's in P5. As we might see a move from Harvey Lee's on Louis Land down the inside.
Look at the background. We see Renault.
Oh my God, Harvey Lee's almost spins.
Dane goes off the track. Dane's gone off the track, and he's overtaken Godly Num. That might be illegal. Might be illegal overtake because we've got yellow flags.
Oh, that's Irish New Potato who doesn't lose any of his front wing.
Harvey Lee's got a 3-second tyre penalty.
That's the first one already. You don't want to do that in lap 5 as Indian Jesus goes quickest. You got to side of soft Indian Jesus.
Yeah. So looking back I was looking back at the stream. Nathan has cut that corner in turn 6, so he might get a warning for that. I think he might have 2 warnings already for what I know. After the first lap. Oh, Harvey Lee's gonna get another penalty if you don't be careful.
Indian Jesus gets a penalty. I mean, yeah, Harvey Lee's really needs to be patient because he's not far off the lead, but it seems like he's too impatient. He needs to be more patient.
I can't believe how close this is. Look at that.
I mean, the top 5 are, within nothing of each other. Steinschleck getting a penalty. This is a very, well, you can easily get penalties on this track. So I reckon we'll see quite a lot of them.
Penalties this race could be won by penalties coming down to the very end.
And we know how consistent Duel is on penalties. He never gets a penalty. So.
Thing is though, those guys as dirty air are more likely to pick up a penalty because they're going to lose front end of the car.
Yes. Jeroen just having a look, trying to scare off Duel a bit.
Oh, Nate. Oh, Ferg's crashed in the wall! He's lost his front wing!
Ferg, no! The pressure is getting to Ferg at the moment.
Not another mistake. Come up for safety car.
Safety car, so that's the savior of Ferg, and that. Ooh, look at Indian Jesus. Look at Indian Jesus just before the pit lane. He can go.
What's going on here, then, boys? He's overtaken the safety car. Don't know what's going on there, but Ferg's lost all of his front wing. So
Ferg just had a spin, lost his front wing, and Origin Gamma was completely on the track, lost his whole car.
Basically, yeah, the exit at turn 3, he was on the normal part of the track, but he put the overtake on, put the throttle on, and he was on the curb and spun the car.
Well,
he had no traction whatsoever. Dirty air as well came into effect.
He's gonna lose so much time.
Let me go rewind that.
He's gonna lose so much time. All the soft runners, this is amazing for them because this is basically their pit window. So good for them. So I reckon every soft runner will go into the pits. I don't think Faxland, Calhoun, Strauss KXI will go into the pits as they are on the mediums. So not very nice for them. We'll see everyone in the pit. So it will be a double stack for Alfa Romeo. So Godly Noob will probably lose a position to Dane. We'll just have a look at that. Are there going to be any changes? Jerome will lose a lot of time, I reckon, because he's going to get held pretty badly as the Ferrari is very early in the pits. We see Nathan AJ on the hards, which is... Oh, don't do that. Come on. I'm going to the hards. Oh, that's going to be costly as we have a few people not coming in.
Oh, this is interesting.
5 people not coming in, but with Nathan and AJ onto the hearts, we Harvey Lee's onto the hearts, Godly Noob onto the hearts. Come on, man, that's not the strategy.
I didn't expect those guys in the mediums to come in. So Chris Panda in 5th place on the hards, you don't expect none of those guys to come in. So Duel is our net race leader with the top 5 on the tyres they started on. And they're going to have to do some work to try and get back ahead of those guys because it's not going to be easy. We've got Faxlad leading the Grand Prix now. They'll come in on lap 30, 40, whatever, and they've got the sauce at the end. But this helps the medium runners extend their stint. The soft runners opted to go in the pits to get rid of those and go on the mediums or hards, like we see Harvey Lee's, Nathan, AJ, like Mr. Yogurt said. And Harvey Lee's does have a penalty to his name as well, so he needs to...
It's just stupid that they went onto the hards, because you can easily make it onto the mediums.
It depends. It just depends, mate. You know what I mean? They might not be confident enough. They might not know the circuit well. You know what I mean? Because I've done the exact same thing. I've questioned myself after a race, saying, why the hell did I go on those hards? Because I could have easily made it to the end on the mediums, but you never know, because it can be different, and you just don't know what's going through their head.
This is just way too costly for Ferg. It's only lap 5 for Ferg. You're in a DRS train of Duel. Everything can happen. You can make an undercut. You can do anything. And he just makes such a mistake. Come on, Ferg. That's not how you're gonna win a championship.
It's just I know what it feels like because I've had it on myself. But thing is though, I actually managed to win the championship at the end because I got my head together back again.
Big disrespect to Ferg.
No, it's no disrespect. It's no listen. It's no. Listen. It's no disrespect. It's just that you just need it can turn around. It can turn around. Yeah, just you're having bad luck now, but it can turn around.
It's Duel. He doesn't make mistakes. Duel.
Well, you gotta force it.
It's just Duel would rather go for P3 or risk it for P2. He'll just go for P3. That's the strength of Duel.
I honestly thought Ferg would win the championship, judging by the first 3 races. That's what I thought. But yeah, I honestly thought he would win the championship. But look how much he's turned around.
If you want to beat Duel, you're gonna have to be as consistent as Duel and quicker than Duel, and that's gonna be so hard.
You're gonna have to
What is Indian Jesus doing, by the way? What the hell is he doing? He lost his front wing.
No way, mate. Come on. Hey, you should have pitted.
No, he was already past the pit.
Oh. I like how the lights at the start of the race also flashes up yellow. I like that extra detail as well.
So yeah. Well,
Yoga, this is very interesting. What's your predictions for the Bahrain GP? With Hamilton not being there, be brutally honest and realistic.
I mean, there's actually quite a lot of pressure on Bottas, I think, because if Russell would beat Bottas, that will basically just mean that Hamilton will not be. Well, everyone can basically be champion in that Mercedes. And if Bottas is just way quicker than Russell, it just says that Bottas is also very quick. So it's gonna be interesting, I think, because it's gonna really tell how Russell's really gonna be. Of course, Russell's gonna need to settle in a bit. So if Russell's about 2 times off, won't be too bad. But,
I agree with you, but the thing is though, he needs to deal with the big pressure. You expect when you come into F1, you're expected to deal with big pressure, as you see Alexander Albon not doing, and George Russell, he's a very good driver. He makes mistakes, but it's only his second season. You expect him to make mistakes. Not everybody's perfect. Lewis Hamilton made mistakes in his early parts of career, 2008, 7, 8 and 9. Everybody makes mistakes, and some do it more than others, but George Russell, I'd say, is a very talented driver, and he could do well. If he does well in Mercedes, it could open up massive doors for him in the long-term run. But Nico Hulkenberg, take him for example, he didn't race throughout the whole season, and he came in at the British Grand Prix, qualifying very well in the first 2 British GPs. Actually finished 7th or 6th because of a bad pit stop. No, because of a 3rd pit stop that he didn't really need, but apparently it was a tyre issue. But he could have finished 4th or 5th, and Hulkenberg did very well. He came in, did his job, and did well.
Jimmy, enough of that, because Verstappen is going again. When the safety car restarts, and he is gone. So Verstappen will lead the race. Will there be any moves already at the start, as it's a long straight? We'll see a lot of overtake deployment. Sorry to interrupt you. Right
it's
there,
okay, it's okay.
Again. Louis lad, look at him. He's on the mediums. He's gonna already try something at AJ, it seems. Can Louis lad do it around the outside of the Red Bull driver?
AJ, mate.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable move.
That's a warning for AJ, because he's done another corner cutting again, so that's definitely a warning for him. But
an amazing move from Louis lad. Absolutely to perfection.
So what does Duwall do? Does he sit behind these medium runners? Does he overtake straight away? What can he do?
Well, we know Duwall. He's gonna be patient. He's just gonna wait his chance, and when he gets his chance, he's just overtake. He knows he's in the lead. Anytime he'll lose, it doesn't really matter, because he's in the lead.
There's his teammate ahead of him, KSI. Can he? I think he will let him go, to be wise, but I don't think those two.
I don't think they're.
He almost hit the back of Chris Panda.
KXI is reserve, remember? So I don't think.
Jerome's all over the back of Duwall, because Duwall.
This will be for the net lead, remember? So Jerome, he doesn't use any more of his overtake. So Duwall is gonna try to get past Panda, which will be very important, because Jerome will not be able to do that if Jerome is.
Panda's fighting back.
If Jerome is smart, he can maybe get Panda as well. Duel on the outside, he will have more grip on those mediums. Goes a bit deep though. Jerome on the inside. He's not paused yet. He's gonna have to use some of his overtake now on the inside over here.
Nathan's hit the back of Chris Panda, I think.
Is the damage? No damage for Nathan.
Louis Lad's got past. Well, he stays ahead actually of AJ. But it's crucial for those two, because those two are fighting for the lead, and they managed to get past Chris Panda.
Yeah, but I think Nathan won't have a chance right now. But I mean, there's more traffic, so it's not done yet. KXI gets a penalty. Chris Panda just cutting the corner a bit. Will probably be a warning, but no penalty yet. As AJ is very close behind Louis.
Leader of the race, Calhoun is putting pressure on Vaxland ahead of him. He almost made a move into turn 2, but had to back out of it.
AJ penalty. Penalty.
I expected that after the amount of times he's been exceeding the track limits.
Can AJ get a move on Louis lad? He's using overtake, but I don't think it will be enough. Don't go.
Oh, come on, AJ. We cut the corner again.
Is that a warning? I'll check. I reckon.
You expect KSI to let his teammate go.
That was a warning.
I don't think KSI will fight too hard on this straight, because he needs to let his teammate go, which he does.
Yeah. Will he let Jerome go? I
don't think he will.
Will Jerome go for the launch?
Oh no! That could have went very wrong.
KSI got scared though. He got scared and now.
Go KSI, what are you doing, mate? Come on. Chris Panda fighting Nathan. Oh, Jerome needs to get past this guy as quick as he can.
Yeah, that cost him quite a lot of time, Jerome.
You'll not be happy with that one. KSI, it's good job. It's a good job. Jerome's got good reaction time. Otherwise, you'll hit the straight in the back of him.
Yes. So Duel now got a pretty good caution to
DRS is now enabled as Chris Panda is about to make a move on KSI. Look at that, 3-1. Harvey's been overwhelmed by 2 drivers. And godly numb, Ferg's about to go around the outside of Harvey Leeds. He's pushed him off the track.
And look at, oh my god, look at James on those soft tires.
I don't know who to watch, Mr. Yogurt. I don't know who to watch. There's so many battles going on at the moment. And we see the other Williams being under pressure by the Alfa Romeo.
Oh my god, James spins. He hit Ferg. It was his own fault, to be fair.
Down the inside goes Louis Ladd on Chris Panda. Crucial move because he pitted.
Oh my god.
And look at Calhoun right behind Faxland.
Well, I don't think that's that's a battle we should watch, because I don't think. No,
First, coming back on Harvey Lee's, not a place you expect to overtake, but he's got past him. As Harvey Lee's under pressure from Irish New Potato and the guys behind as well. Meanwhile, Calhoun has not got past Faxland just yet. Dewball still behind Mr. Strouds.
Nathan past KXI. Louis looking at for a move at KXI, but just can't do it.
Oh, someone's dropping! Someone's dropping! Golly Noom's off the track.
Oh, it's Steinschleck. Golly Noob probably collided with Steinschleck.
He's waiting for him. He's waiting. He's gone. He's let people past. What's he doing? That's a Mercedes of James. What's he trying to do?
It's a 10-second time penalty.
Maybe he felt guilty. I just wanted to slow down. But look
Harvey,
at Mr.
Harvey in the pits. No, Harvey. He needed to do well this race, but he doesn't do well.
Dewball's got past Mr. Strouds. Cal Cohen has still got past Faxland.
Oh my God! Look at Dewball. Yeah, Dewball. He's gone. You don't need to have a very good race. He wants to keep this one up.
Oh, Jesus! Look. Around the outside goes Faxland. Faxland pushes him off the track. Oh, he lost traction. He's always lost his full wing. And that is a day to forget for Calhoun, as the safety car's been deployed.
Another safety car.
This could benefit the medium runners. I mean, the initial medium runners. That's what I mean.
No, because they can't go into sauce, I reckon.
Can they not, Mr. Yako?
No. Oh, drive-throughs, no, who has the drive-throughs? We have Steinschleck and the real DC with drive-throughs. No. Okay,
so who's at fault for that one then, Mr. Yogurt?
Well, it was Calhoun's own fault, he lost the car himself, so I think...
Could you say Faxland pushed him off the track and that could have put effect on that?
Faxland left him enough. I think Faxland, it was just a racing incident.
So,
I mean,
the medium runners have to pit. They don't. I know they can't really go into soft.
Stay out. I reckon they'll just go to hards because soft is. I don't think that's.
But this is good news for Jerome because he gets Mr. Strauss out of the way.
Yeah, if Strauss pits, yeah, he does. But Faxland doesn't pit.
Oh,
Faxland doesn't pit.
Why did he not pit?
He's feeling confident.
I don't think that's a good strategy. I really don't. Because what's he gonna do? Do a few laps on the mediums and go to the softs?
Yeah. He might prove us wrong. I don't know.
No. I think about it, Mr. Yogurt. The safety car could come in on lap 15, 16.
Strauss! He's going on to softs. Strauss going on to the soft tires.
Think about it, Mr.
Double stack for Racing Point. I was about to say Force India.
Think about it, Mr. Yogurt. Faxland on the mediums, he'll do. The safety car will come in on lap 15 or 16. He does about 4 laps on the mediums and comes in for a set of softs. We've only got 50 laps to go on this race.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a good strategy at all. He should have pitted.
So we have Calhoun and Strauss on the softs, KXI on the hards, which I expected the most people to do, AJ the real DC on the softs. So we have quite a bit of mixture of strategies at the moment, and there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of variety. We have a lot of new people on the softs.
KSI's on the hards is a knife, so KSI is not doing a bad job.
But this is gonna there's gonna be an incident because there's gonna be so much things going on at the same time. There's gonna be an incident.
AJ's down in 50s. How did that happen to him? Did he?
Yeah, he bid it.
Again?
Yeah.
That's a bad strategy. I won't do that because of a DRS train.
Go on too soft, so he is gonna go very aggressive.
The thing is, though, he's got guys on a brand new set of mediums and softs around him, including the VLTs.
Yeah. So yeah, this is really opened up for Jerome and Duel just for a straight battle for the win, which is amazing to see, of course. And Louis can maybe have a shot at Nathan, as Nathan is on those hards, which is a very bad tire to be on.
It's doing these medium runners a favour by extending that tyre life, but they could go to the end anyway. But having more grip at the end is going to benefit them, keeping away from Nathan at least.
So it's really spiced up this race. Yeah. Oh, Harvey Lee's in P18. That's not.
Is Emerson Fittipaldi a good driver, Yogurt? Mr. Yogurt, I've not really been following him.
I don't think he is.
Is he in F2 right now? Is he not?
No, he's not. I think he. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
F2's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm very sure he's not in F2 because I watch F2 regularly.
Yeah, same. F2 is this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't think. Yeah, if it wasn't on this weekend, I think they might have picked an F2 driver. Would you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Williams picked Jack Aitken, so.
Jack Aitken is 14th in the championship. Is that a good choice?
I mean, it's their reserve driver, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Yogo, I'm going to ask you this question. Stoffel Van Dorn is the Mercedes reserve driver. How come he got a seat before George Russell? I mean, how could George Russell got a seat before him?
I'm not the Mercedes CEO. It's just... Why are you asking?
Just wondering if you knew any answers, that's all.
Nah.
People in the comments, if you're watching, I know some of you are watching and not racing. Tell me,
by the way, Dane on his debut is doing very well.
Tell me how you think. Tell me what do you think about how do you think George Russell's going to perform?
Oh, Strauss, no, Strauss got a penalty. No, man, Strauss.
I believe KSI hit him because it said those two came to a collision, so KSI could have hit him.
Yeah, and if the car behind hits you, it's always the fault of the car behind, always, because he should watch out.
Mr. Stroud is a wise driver, so I don't think he would have done anything stupid on the safety car.
Yeah. So yeah, Vaxland will lead, but he will just get eaten, and it won't be long till he gets overtaken. But he just probably wants a safety car, go onto fresh sauce, and he'll just win.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen because he needs to make his way through the field first, and he's gonna be in a DRS train. It's not gonna be easier than people think.
No, it's I think it was better to pit for Vaxland, but it's a bit too late now.
Facts.
I'm just spinning facts over. Oh,
James
penalty.
I don't understand how that's happened.
Keep it together, guys. Keep it together, guys. So, Vaxland will again let go of the on the lead, and he will let the tempo. Where will Vaxland go is the question. Duel's gonna have to be ready because Jerome is looking very feisty and he's.
I really hope he get. If he don't win, I really hope he can get a podium.
I think Vaxland is going. Yes, he is. And Duel was very ready. Vaxland a bit wide. That is gonna already open up some opportunities for Duel. So if Duel can get past, it will be very important for him as. He will get a bit of a gap to Jerome, maybe. Nathan, very bad restart, already a second behind. Duel, is he gonna try? No, we know how patient Duel is. That's a bit too, yeah, that wasn't the right moment to go for it. But that did cost him a good exit, Duel. So can Jerome maybe get a good shot? No.
Jerome was wise to turn off the ERS knowing Duel wasn't gonna overtake him. So Jerome saved more ERS compared to Duel.
Yeah. So Jerome playing the long game already.
Where's this Jerome been? Where has he been? Because showing this pace, where has he been?
I know him from. Well, I'm not gonna say the league, but you know the league from Friday we're on.
Yeah.
And I already knew he was quick, but he didn't show it in the first few races he took part in. But now I now see, you know, I think he practiced a bit, and well now I see
he's in my other league. I spoke to him before. I didn't really know how he beat me in that race as well. So. Look at Louis lad.
That's not too hard. That's not too hard.
Look at Louis lad.
Louis lad. Oh, that's so close with Nathan, and then Louis lad
is
gonna make it still a bit of contact, but that was Nathan's fault. And Louis lad's gonna make it stick. So Louis lad on the podium position right now. Amazing from Louis lad. And look at Dane. Dane can maybe get a podium on his debut as well, just like Brady Pollock.
Brady Pollock. Yeah, Brady Pollock. Sorry, I was confused because he wasn't in the race. I know what you're talking about now. Anyways, Vaxland has survived a lap. He's needed a race for the first time on his debut.
He's getting a bit of a gap. He's getting a bit of a gap, to be fair.
I think Duel knows he doesn't need to push because that driver ahead needs to pit.
We have Steinschlag and the DC in the pits. So those are 2 free positions for Vaxland. That's what Vaxland needs. They need the guys behind them to battle. As Ferg gets a penalty, come on, Ferg.
I can truly believe that. Here comes Ferg around the outside.
Ferg is gonna need to be aggressive in this race, but not too aggressive. Oh my god, it's so close. And look at Panda, he's gonna have a look on KXI. No, he won't. But Ferg, he needs to be more consistent. AJ gets another penalty.
He's coming back at him, he's coming back at him. Chris Panda's coming back at KSI as he outbroke himself and he's got ahead of him, but he exceeded track limits as well. So does James behind because AJ has got past James.
Oh, look at Strauss on Irish New Potato around the outside. Won't happen right
here.
Not
the best place to overtake.
We have so many penalties at the moment, but look at the top 6, they have 0. That's gonna help Faxland as well. When he pits, he won't have any penalties, and look at how many penalties everyone else.
Have you seen how long the pit lane is? About 27 seconds. He'd be in 17th place, and he'd be a long way behind.
Yeah, but he will be on them fresh.
Yeah, but he'll be so far behind. Then when he catches up, he's stuck in the DRS trade.
Let me dream.
Dream Indigo. DRS is now enabled. And
so Irish New Potato, I think he's gonna have an opportunity at Dane here. He doesn't have as much ERS as Dane, to be fair. So I don't think it will happen. Dane's
AJ on KSI.
Look at Irish New Potato. No, won't happen.
AJ's got past the AlphaTauri and Godly Norm around the outside of James. James cuts the corner, he bounces off the track and he hits. Well, he almost goes into Godly Norm. Where is Godly Norm? Still around the outside is James. Safety car, virtual safety cars to been deployed. Oh, he hits the back of him. James has hit the back of Godly Norm and he'll have to pit us because Godly Norm just stamped on the brakes without James realising, and I think he could have done a lot better than that. My friend.
Snoop Potato got a penalty under the virtual safety car. Come on, man. Watch it. So this is a bit of the wrong timing for Faxland, because this would have been amazing if it was in the final sector for Faxland. Faxland. As the DRS is now enabled, and Faxland is going again. Faxland, to be fair, even though he's on 60 laps old mediums, he's keeping a very nice gap to Duo, which is, well, it's harder than it looks like, okay? Duo is a very quick driver, especially on race pace.
KSI survives the threat off the back of Godly Norm. Godly Norm's still behind him, but Duo made a little bit of mistake through there.
Jerome, he's so close. Can Jerome maybe do it?
Calcoon. Calcoon's overtaking Mr. Strauss. Mr. Strauss defending for Ferg.
You might want to look at Jerome, mate. Might be a move for the net race league. No, Jerome is conserving his ERS. He's very conservative as James goes into the pits. Gets another 5-second time penalty for it. So, Jerome very conservative.
I thought I would have cut the corner by the way he was turning into there.
AJ to P11 now.
AJ on the sauce.
Calcoon on the sauce as well. Watch out for him. He's on a very good race at the moment. As Irish New Potato looks like he goes a bit wide. Can Calcoon maybe get an opportunity here in the start of sector 2?
Oh.
No, he knows when to back off. So a very good driver, it seems, Calcoon.
And Irish New Potato, it's off the road for good measure too, so might get a exceeded chat a bit warning for him if you don't be careful. As meanwhile, Duo's caught up to the back of a Faxland as you would expect.
Faxland will keep ahead, I reckon.
As long as he doesn't turn off his ERS, then it's all good.
Faxland will go into the pits this lap, so.
If he does go to the pits this lap, that means Jerome will be all over the back of Duo, and Duo won't have any DRS because the DRS is enabled after the last corner, I think. Mr. Strauss and AJ having a bit of a scrap for 10th place. Look at them side by side. To turn 14 and 15.
Into the pits. No, not yet. Not yet into the pits.
It's not yet. He needs Sledge.
So might be an overtaking opportunity for Duo here.
He's gonna run out of Faxland, he's gonna run out of ERS.
But this is very good for Jeroen, because Duo's using overtake to go past Faxland, and Jeroen is not using any overtake. Well, so Jeroen has 76% and Duo about 49%, so Jeroen is doing good on his ERS side.
I'm surprised he's not been overtaken yet, to be honest with you.
Who? Faxland?
Yeah. And side by side, KSI's got past Harvey Lee's. Harvey Lee's not had a good race. KSI's up to 14th place now, ahead of Harvey Lee's. Can Harvey Lee's fight back on the top AlphaTauri? Yes, he does. Oh, we're coming to contact those two. Down the inside, he goes into turn 5, cuts the corner, gets a penalty as well. Crash! We've got a crash!
Golly noob, will there be a safety car?
They went through a yellow flag zone and a safety car's been deployed.
Oh, Faxland is in.
No, the yellow flags were there, and Harvey Lee's and KSI were overtaking each other, so that could be, I don't know, because you're not allowed to overtake with the yellow flags. Those two are side by side. And Vaxland, he'd be absolutely gutted about this.
No, I think it's good because you won't lose any positions.
He will only go down into 16th place. No, 14th place, sorry.
Yeah, but look how many people penalties have.
Oh yeah, true. Now you're being optimistic. Yes. He needs to pit, yeah, which he does.
Yeah,
Jerome, don't pit! Jerome, don't pit! What are you doing? No, Jerome, you just pitted to get yourself off. No!
I mean, everyone pits, to be fair. Everyone is pitting almost.
Yeah, but
So
Duel's not
where
pitting.
will Jerome come out? Because everyone behind him will pit, so he's gonna get held like crazy.
That's a bad call from Jerome. Why has he done that?
Oh no. Okay. So I don't think Jerome will actually do much.
Jerome, what's he done?
No, he's just gonna go out in P8 on fresh softs. Faxland ahead of him though. Faxland. Looking good.
I'm going to be realistic about this. There's a DRS train going on, and it's not going to be easy overtaking people.
Well, KXI will probably be overtaken quite quickly. Strauss, with his pace this race not being too well, will probably overtake it quite quickly. Furk will be a tough one. Calcoon will be a tough one, as he's looking pretty quick as well on those softs.
Calcoon's been doing a good job actually for Renault.
Yeah, he's on the podium. The only thing that's really
Bothering him is the
his
penalty.
penalties. Yeah, but it's only 3 seconds, so it's not too bad.
We love to see it, we really do.
Yeah, we love to see it. So, a lot of good opportunities for people, and it's really gonna get... Yeah, it's really gonna get all... Yeah, I don't know who's gonna win it now, because will the people on the softs have such a pace advantage on Duel and Louislet?
I don't know, that's the question. If this was an easy...
On Louislet. If Louislet can attack quick on Duel, not let Duel get a gap, he might also be able to get the win. Because he doesn't have penalties either. So, look out for Louislet. He might be able to get another win as well. That will be the 6th different winner this season, or the 5th?
Yeah,
the
possibly.
8 races. I mean, Duel already has won 3 this season. He's the only one to even have more than 1 victory. So yeah, I believe that's the stat, right? I think Duel has 3, and the rest of the people that have won have only got 1 victory. Duel can make it for this race, which would be insane, and would give Duel even more of a points advantage.
Lap 21, so the safety car could possibly be in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, it will definitely be, because everyone is catched up. So, Nathan still also can get onto the podium, because if you look at the penalties ahead, so it's not even over for Nathan. So it's a very exciting race. I still don't know who's gonna win, as James went into the pits again. So we'll just do this lap of safety car.
Only. Look at the clouds gathering as well. I don't suggest any rain, but the track temperature could possibly come down as well.
Yes.
So how's your day been, Tiago? How's your day been? Has it been alright?
Yes, it was good.
Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. You can see Louis Ladd weaving all over the place to try and get the temperature into that tyre as much as he can before the safety car comes in. So he needs to get a good restart. Louis Ladd's on the podium. Louis Ladd has also got no penalties, so he could be a good possible contention for the podium.
Yeah.
As long as he gets no penalties, that'd be all good. But I really hope he has a good race.
Alright, so Duel now will be able to lead the field and dictate the tempo. As I always say it like that.
I used to use that word quite a lot, tempo.
So, where will Duel go? We've seen Faxlet go off this corner, and Duel seems to be doing the same thing. And Louis Ladd is again very close, goes a bit deep, so he won't be able to have a chance here. As Calhoun is also very close.
KSI has got a terrible restart. He's about to get overwhelmed by Fixland and Jerome Vizza.
Probably Jerome as well. Yeah, Jerome. Strauss also pretty close behind Ferg, to be fair. And mention Strauss overtaking Ferg, that would be amazing.
He's to go for it, and he doesn't go for it. Oh,
KSI breaks very late. Jerome off the track. Might be a warning, which will be costly. You don't want to get any penalties, of course. Now Faxland past KSI. Jerome will also go for it, and he makes it stick. But Jerome has used so much of his ERS, just like Faxland, to be fair. Only 60% for them. But they are passed, which is most important. And now they can move up on the sheets. Let's see what they can do. Jerome Visser very close behind Faxland. If Jerome wants to have an even bigger opportunity to win this race, he needs to get past Faxland before the DRS gets enabled, because then the DRS train will start. And
he's been sent into a spin, and he's spun. KSI has spun.
Oh no, that's unfortunate, but he was on those hards, which would have been very hard to get that position. Will Jerome get
he's through Ferg.
What a launch!
Ferg spun again! Oh no, he's contact with the full wing, he's lost his full wing, he's all gone to shit as well. Oh my god.
No, Jerome.
What was that, man?
Jerome has to go pit.
Might as well turn off the race now.
Yeah, that's so annoying for Jerome.
That is absolutely. I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated for him.
And that's gonna give Dane a big opportunity. Louis Ladd can't really keep up the pace of Duel at the moment. He needs to get a move on. Look at Calhoun for P2. He's gonna go down the inside. Bit of contact, even more contact. Come on, guys. Keep it going. And Jeroen retires in the pits. He'll be very frustrated. But nothing he could have done. He did such a good race. As Calhoun is now up to P2.
He shouldn't have pitted.
Yeah, well, that should have, of course, should have. It's too late now, Jay. Oh, look at that, Louis Ladd came back at Calhoun. This is just gonna give Jamie, or not Jamie, Duel a lot of time. Calhoun needs to get past.
Mr. Stroud could be on the podium too. Mr. Stroud could be on, no he couldn't because Dane's behind him.
He's penalties, he's way too many penalties. Strauss is like 8 seconds, yeah, so much.
It's just frustrating, man, because I really want to see Jerome up there on the podium, but I hate it when things like that happen.
Yeah. I think he definitely should have pitted in the first place, and this, I think it's a learning moment from doing this.
If Ferg didn't make that mistake, oh.
Yeah, Ferg again.
He's just
impatient.
He just doesn't need to dive at all.
He's just putting too much pressure on himself. He's making too many mistakes.
Mate, Duval is going to have a massive lead over Ferg if he doesn't be careful.
It's not over yet, of course, because Dane. Watch out for Dane. I'm just saying, he's on the softs, remember. Oh, look at Nathan. He's going to go past Dane, actually. He's on the inside, so can Nathan win this race? There are 4 laps to go. He is 2.7 seconds behind Duel on fresh softs against those old well, very bad medium tires of Duel. So can Nathan win this race? That will be amazing. To see Nathan back on the top step.
Ferg has been pushed down into 10th place. He's got James behind on the softs, so is Chris Panda and Harvey Lee. So this race is going bad to worse.
Might be no points for Ferg, which means, well, disaster in the championship. That's what it
Mate,
means.
he can win these races, but he's just too impatient.
Yeah, he's putting too much pressure on himself.
It's just like unnecessary moves and all that. He's just.
Oh, can Nathan get a move on Strauss? He has a good run. Can he get a move
No,
on
talk about
Strauss?
Calcoon. Calcoon's going to go around the outside, further behind Mr. Strauss. He's hit the back of him. Dane's off the track as well.
Damage for Strauss. Nathan is gonna go around the outside of Strauss. Dane is being overtaken by Iris New Potato.
No.
And Nathan now behind Calcoon. This is just gaining Duel even more time.
Irish New Potato has got past Mr. Strauss. Mr. Strauss keeps losing positions with that broken for wing. As he tried to defend from Nathan, but he outbroke himself and he used Calcoon as a braking board. And Nathan's got past the Renault.
Yeah, Nathan past Calcoon, and he might be able to go past Louis. We've seen Louis defend so hard, and I don't think Nathan will go for it yet. No, don't yet, not yet. But he's gonna go for it next chance he's got. I think Nathan might be able to win this race here because he's on those very fast soft tires. He's getting so much time at the moment on Duel even.
But will it be enough?
These guys.
That's the question, will it be enough? Because we've still got 3 laps to go at this race. He needs to overtake him as quick as possible if he wants to have a go at Duel. Duel has got this in the bag at the moment,
penalty. That's gonna cost him for Dane.
Right, so Louis Ladd, the top 3 haven't got a penalty yet.
Yeah, they need to keep it that way.
No, look at Faxland, he could be up to 4th place here on his debut.
Yeah, but he's gonna need to pick up the pace if he wants to. Nathan, don't waste your ERS over here because it's not gonna be. Oh, as I say that, it might be an overtaking opportunity. He's gonna go on the inside of Louis.
Come on, Nathan,
He's
mate.
Gonna make it.
Oh, Calcoon.
Ooh, that's gonna give Iris New Potato a shot. Yes.
Come on, Nathan,
indeed.
mate. 2 laps to go. Let's do something. Can you win your first
He
win?
needs to gain a second per lap and overtake Duel.
Can
Will
you
be
win?
Possible.
Can you win your first
Will
race of the
be
season?
possible. The pressure right now on Nathan is so much.
He's already gained about 3 tenths already, or 4 tenths now, in that last sector.
So much time. But look at Louis. He's
Can't
under
wait.
pressure from Iris New Potato. Can New Potato get past the Alfa Romeo driver? He doesn't have any ERS to deal with Iris New Potato, so it's gonna be tough. AJ up to P7 by the way, as Harvey Lees is gonna try to go past James. He's in P10. I mean, I'm not gonna look at penalties as of now. I just wanna wait for the result. I can
1.2, 1.2. Come on, Nathan. Let's try and get in there. Nothing against Duel, but I want a different winner.
He's gonna have to DRS on the final lap. It should have been P1 for Nathan, maybe in Austria last time, but Duel got it on the final lap. Will this be the turnaround for Nathan? Will this be the turnaround? We'll see.
He might not enough have. Oh, maybe.
He won't have DRS here. He won't have it here because that was the DRS detection. So he won't have it here, but he will definitely have it on the main straight.
He's gonna be so interested. Who's
Duel has
that?
got quite a lot of ERS to spare with, about 40%. So Nathan is gonna have to save up a bit. Irish New Potato goes past, but after penalties, Louis Led will probably get the podium. So Louis Led just has to stay close, and he'll get the podium. Oh, this is gonna be a showdown if I've ever seen one.
James has overtaken. Faxland's coming back at James, and he's overtaken him for 8th place. We've got a big battle here, and James goes down. Oh, that's just not necessary, is it?
Okay.
Oh, it's got even worse.
Well, stop looking at that because that is not. Well, that doesn't really matter anymore because Nathan is.
Come
now
on,
in the
Nathan.
US.
Don't
He's
use
not
it.
using overtake over here, so that's smart. He wants to use a bit, so he can use more in the final part of the lap because you know he can gain so much time over here.
Come on, Nathan, mate.
You don't want to get a penalty over here because that's gonna just lose it all.
This is gonna go down to the wire between these two. 2 drivers have
7.
retired.
Yeah, in the pits, so no issues there. Nathan a bit wide. Come on, Nathan, you need to stay awake. Don't crack under pressure.
No, Nathan. Oh, I'm just worried if he gets a penalty. I really want him.
But
Jerome,
it's only 7 tenths.
Jerome,
Dual
message.
driving
Jerome,
amazing.
Jerome, message me on Discord, mate. Message me on Discord. I want to talk.
Oh, it might not be enough for Nathan, mate.
He needs to use all of his ERS down his back straight. A good exit, which he doesn't really get. But now, oh, he might.
Faxland's penalty in the final lap, that's gonna cost him as well. I think it will be doable though. He needs to do it in the final sector if he wants to do it. Well, he's gonna want to do it, of course, but can he do it? That's the question. Braking very late, but precisely.
Come on, Nathan! Come on! Come on! Come on!
Only 2.5 times. He's leaving it to the final corner.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Get a good exit!
Close.
Come
He's
on! Come on!
almost
Come on!
touching him.
Come on!
It's gonna
Come on!
go
You need to go
in the
down the
final
inside. Just send it! Send it! No!
He's still gonna have the final corner.
Nathan, you should have sent it, mate. No matter what the consequences were, you should have got it. Oh!
And Louis Led will get P3, Dane P4 on his debut.
Oh,
So
Nathan!
unfortunate. Oh my god, what a showdown. Ferg gets one final point.
My heart was
Points.
absolutely pounding. Louis Lads on the podium. Oh.
And Duel wins again, and that's just Duel's consistency.
Look, can you invite them to the party, please, if you don't mind? I need to go to the toilet, Yogurt. Again, I've drank too much water.
No problem. Well, that was a race if I've ever seen one.
Can you hear me, Yogurt?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, do well. Nice to see you here again. First place yet again, but we'll wait for the other two.
I invited him, so we'll just wait.
I think that
Nathan is just punching everything he sees at the moment. Duel, did you almost shit in your pants?
Nah.
Nah, didn't expect anything else.
There he is, and we're waiting for one more driver.
So, I'll go, because I have to go.
Thank you for commentating with me, Yogurt. Nice to see you again.
Bye, Yogurt.
GG's
Thank
for
you,
the
mate.
podiums.
Right, so
Nathan, you bottled it. I see you.
so all right then. So on to third place, Louis Ladd. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is your voice allowed to be shared?
Hey?
Is your voice allowed to be shared?
Yeah, fire away.
So, good race from you today, mate. I didn't really see much of you in that race, but you came when it mattered. How was your race day today?
It was just insane race. I know I wasn't confident on the in the race, but it just all the safety cars. I just could keep my tyres to the end, so I got kind of lucky.
Did you pit on the last safety car? Or did you stay out?
Nah, I stayed out on the mediums because I knew there was a lot of track position, and I knew there was a lot of overtaking to do, so I just stayed out and up for the best.
Were you a bit nervous with those guys around you on the softs?
A little bit, but I knew a couple of them behind me had penalties, and the only one I was worried about was Nathan, which I did end up I thought I'd just let him go because it was only a matter of time and try and catch the leader.
So overall, was it a good race for you then? Did you enjoy the race?
Yeah, it was a really good race actually. A lot of overtaking and stuff. It's just yeah, good result. I wasn't confident at all, so I'm happy with P3.
You did a good long stint on those medium tyres. You did the same as Duo, 19-20 laps. Did those tyres manage well for you? Because I don't know how long those tyres could go for, but was the tyre wear massive at the end for you?
Not with all the safety cars. It won't. If the safety cars weren't in there, then yeah, they'd have probably been on about 70%, but they only in on about 55%. So the tyre wear wasn't an issue at all. It's just the soft guys around me were just so much faster at the end.
Start of the race. I'm trying to remember what happened at the race. You had Jerome ahead of you. If Jerome didn't make that pit stop, do you think you would have got the podium?
I've no idea. I think he would. Probably not, because he was keeping up with Duwill and I couldn't. So probably not. But I don't even know what happened to him. So no idea.
You did a good race overall, but I think you spent a lot of time in the top 5 as well. I'm trying to remember what happened, but you know, it's other things that's happened around you. You forget what others do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was. I saw Berg spin, and I don't know what happened to Harvey, and AJ as well. But just kept me head down and just cracked on.
Did you practice for this race at all?
No, because I'm back to work now, so I can't practice. So not really. So I'm happy with P3.
On the last safety car, you were behind Duwell. Did you think you had any chance of overtaking Duwell into turn 2?
I was gonna go for it, but then I forgot who it was behind me. Someone started attacking me. And then in the end, I just couldn't keep up with
Calhoun?
him. So, yeah, that's the one. I just couldn't keep up.
Nice to see you. Is this your first time on the podium this season?
No, I had one before. I think it was Brazil, maybe.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Nice to see you back at the podium, mate. Hopefully more to come. And congrats on 3rd place, Louis.
Cheers, man.
Yogurt is very proud of you. We're moving on to 2nd place, Nathan. Nathan, mate, podiums for the past 2 races. 2nd place again. I bet you don't feel happy about this one.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy because I messed up the strategy completely when I went on the hards.
But so you went on the hards. So if you switched over to the medium tyres, do you think you could have a better race or the same outcome?
The thing is, I don't know, because obviously I finished 2nd, and I'm actually that's probably the best I could have gotten. Yeah, I don't know. I think looking back at it, at the time when I pitted for hards and I saw Duwill and Jerome pit for mediums, I was dreading it. I've completely regret it already, because I don't know. Jeff told me to go on mediums, but I thought mediums can't last that long, surely.
Neither did I, to be honest.
But obviously there was there was a safety car, 2 VSCs during their stint. Completely helped them. So I think if I'd stopped for mediums and then pitted for softs again, I probably would have gotten the win, just because I would have been higher up the field when I pitted for softs. But these are all like ifs and buts. You never know what's going to happen.
Did your heart pound when you got very close to Duwell at the end of the race?
Mate, I was on, yeah. So obviously I pitted for softs. I think it was P10 on the safety car restart. I tried to get an immediate. It actually took me a while to get past 9th. I think it was Dane. But luckily, I think there was an incident with Jerome. It was able to overtake 2 or 3 cars in sector 3. Then Calcone had a really bad exit coming up to the long straight.
Yes.
And from then, when I saw Louis lad, I had about 50-60% ERS with a couple laps to go, 2 or 3 laps to go, and I thought, okay, I have a good chance here, because I was catching Louis lad easily, and I saw the time to Duwill going down. So I just thought, okay, let me get P2, and then I think in the second last lap, I thought, oh shit, I could actually catch DeWill here. So I used quite a bit of DRS, got it down to about 20, got the DRS, and then I tried to get a little charge on him.
So when you pitted on our last, on the second safety car, did you think a podium would be possible? Because I know the guys ahead of you. No, yes.
No, I wasn't thinking about it, but I did think, like, as soon when I pitted, I thought, oh, we made because me and Jerome did it, we were on party, we were like, we made the wrong strat, like we did the wrong choice because there were so many cars in front of us. How are we going to overtake these cars? But obviously now, like, I can look back and be like, yeah, it was the right choice. The softs were just so quick on that track, so quick.
Others around you were a bit reckless. Were you a bit nervous about them when you were overtaking them?
No, not really. To be fair, didn't really have many battles. I had a battle with AJ for the first few laps, and I had to defend really hard for him, and then he kind of messed himself up a little bit. And then I was defending a lot from Ferg, but he never like tried to overtake me because he binned it before he did. And then I think KXI, there was an incident where he was going really slow before the second DRS straight, and I thought I'll get ahead of him before the right hander, and then he sent it again, and I didn't really leave enough room, and he spun. So I don't know if I'll get a penalty for that, but I thought he was going to concede the position because he was going really slowly.
If you do get a penalty, what would the penalty? Would it be 5 seconds, 10 seconds?
I don't know. They'll let the stewards decide.
Yeah, but if it did, would it be a 5 second time penalty, not a big one? Because I don't think big ones are handed out.
If I had to guess, it'd be 3 or 5.
So if it is a 3 or 5, do you think you still be in the podium, considering the guys behind got a podium and quite far behind you as well? Not too far behind, but still behind.
I haven't really checked it, and I don't know. We'll see. But like, it wasn't intentional. Like I said, I thought he conceded the position because I got ahead of him, like approaching the braking zone. Like he might have had his front wing at my side pod, but I genuinely thought he conceded the position because he was going so slowly.
But P2 again, I really hope I could see you win a race, because I know you can win a race.
I'm trying. If I had one more lap, I think I could have gotten DeWill.
Yeah, like Carlos Sainz said of Pierre Gasly on Monza.
Yeah, I know DeWill had ERS, but I think softs with DRS is just OP on that track.
I was hoping you could win, because to get your first win and to be up there as well, and a different winner as well, I was hoping you could try and get up there. But fortunately again, P2 not bad. But thing is though, you're gaining in the driving standings. I don't know how far behind you are, but you shouldn't be too far behind now compared to other people. Not DeWill, but other people. You should be like top 5 now, I believe.
Yeah, well, luckily for me, ever since I've been getting podiums, Ferg's been messing up his races. I've been really unlucky, so I've been closing that gap to Ferg. But I think it's just allowing DeWill to easily win the championship. I think we're going to see another early win for DeWill in the championship.
So congratulations on P2, but DeWill, moving on to again another race win. Again, you managed to fend off Jerome, very calm and patient with him. You were behind Faxland, and you were also calm overtaking him. You didn't go for it straight away, which I thought you would, being on the fresher tyres, but you managed to bide your time and wait for the perfect opportunity. So tell us how your race went.
Well, too much safety car. That's the only thing I want to say. Too much safety car in this race. The last one, I don't know why the safety car was out, but I knew I was going to struggle at the end when I saw Joran and Nathan diving into the pit lane. I knew I was in trouble, but I was hoping the guy behind me would help them a bit more, but at the end it doesn't matter. I managed to get the win, but yeah, one more lap and it was done. Nathan would got it.
How nervous were you at the end of the race, because Nathan was right up your backside? Did you think he was going to go for it on the Puddlesborough corner?
Knowing how Nathan is, I knew he he was going to be careful. I knew he was not going to to eating in the last corner. So
I did think about it.
yeah,
The last corners. I went to the right and I had a little peek, and I thought it's a bit dirty.
I thought about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's
Yeah.
very dirty if I did that.
Respect for you,
Someone-
Nathan, mate. Respect to you.
Maybe someone else would do it. I
Me,
know-
I'd definitely done it.
Yeah, you're.
But Dual, this you extend your championship again. I think you've won 3 races in a row, if I'm correct. Have you?
Yes.
Yes, you've won 3 races in a row. How confident are you now for the rest of the season? Does this bring your confidence to another level?
Well, now I don't know how is the gap. Berg finished P10, right?
Yes.
At 24. Wow. Yeah. I got like more than 2 races over the others. So yeah, I think it's going to look good now. Now I can say I have it in my hands. I just have to not bottling it.
Where's the next race, Nathan?
Singapore.
Oh,
Yeah!
well, I don't need to ask. I don't need to ask how Dual's gonna do. But Nathan and Louis. Started with if Louis still there. Louis still there?
Yeah, me.
Louis, yeah. Start with you. How do you think you'll do with Singapore?
I actually like the track, so I'm quite looking forward to it, actually.
Good. What about you, Nathan? How are you feeling for Singapore?
I don't know, to be honest. I haven't done a league race there on this game. Only last game, so we'll see how it goes. But luckily I have more time to practice for next week. This week I've had no time to practice.
This has-
Absolutely none.
Dual, watch out. He's coming for you.
Nah, there's no chance not.
Alright,
I
so
hit the wall so many times in this track in Russia.
yeah, I saw. I thought you could. I saw one time you hit the wall. I was like, he's definitely got full wind damage. I even said it on stream. How's he got full wind
Yeah.
damage?
So I keep fucking having like I need to itch my face or some shit. Or like I don't know. It's just because I haven't played video games for like quite a few days. I only did a practice last night, but I've been so stressed out with uni work. So it's just I don't know.
It's okay,
Hopefully
Nathan.
Next week will be better. I'm just
So
happy with my performance in quality in the race.
I'm happy that you're happy. Dual, Mr. Booth, and Louis, like, congratulations on the top 3. We'll see you all next time in Singapore.
Did you